President Donald Trump is all set to be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America. On 20th of January 2025, Trump will set up a team that is going all out. Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochati. In a way, President Trump's election battle was something very similar to what Prime Minister Narendra Modi faced in 2024 in India. He was up against a campaign by Rahul and his dotted alliance. And we all know what happened. There were many allegations made against the Pradhan Mantri then. They said Modi is a dictator. Well, the same thing came up in the United States, where Trump was labeled as a dictator. They called him a fascist. Yes, Modi was also called a fascist. Kamala Harris said democracy is in danger if President Trump is elected. Well, he said he will change the constitution. That is what people said about Prime Minister Modi. They also called him and said that democracy is in danger in India. But we all know that all these allegations turned out to be false. We all knew it was false. But then, allegations are allegations. They serve a purpose during that period of time in the election to put an element of doubt in people's minds. For example, they said Prime Minister Modi will change the constitution. He will scrap the reservation for SC/STs and the OBCs. They took an old video of Amit Shah, edited it, and made it sound as if the BJP had committed to it. That is, scrapping a reservation. Now, if you have been watching the US elections, specifically the campaign that was run against President Trump, you would have been wondering if Kamala Harris had borrowed some words from Rahul Gandhi, because she was almost mouthing the same dialogues that Rahul Gandhi did in the run-up to the 2024 election campaign. Well, what is so similar about it? She and her party used the same words that Rahul Gandhi used to attack Prime Minister Modi, now to attack President Donald Trump. And I, for a moment, was wondering what was happening. But I was not surprised, because we all know that Kamala Harris is a leftist. She is an apologist for the Islamist. And Trump was the other end of it. He said that he is going to go all out and deport the illegal immigrants. He is going to set right the economy. He is going to go after China. Well, Kamala Harris said something opposite. And sure enough, I was also thinking, what difference would it have made if the campaign had succeeded? Kamala Harris even said that Trump is a felon, instigating the riots in the Capitol, and he should be in jail. Remember the shades of Narendra Modi of 2002 and the Gujarat riots? Rajdeep Sardesai, Barkha Dutt, and the rest of them all ran similar stories against Prime Minister Modi, calling him a fascist, a murderer, and also somebody who set Gujarat alight. Finally, when the Republicans crossed the magic 272 mark that was required, there were the usual allegations. China and North Korea influenced the election. They manipulated the election. Remember the EVM machines in India? Everywhere Congress won, there was no issue. But wherever the BJP won, the EVMs were at fault. Now, of course, in India, they didn't make an allegation that China and North Korea manipulated them. But in India, we know that the social media was heavily manipulated in favor of Rahul Gandhi. Somebody like Dhruv Rathi got 5 lakh views in the first 10 minutes. How does it happen? It happens only somebody sitting in YouTube at the back end manipulated the number of viewers. But I will leave the judgment to you, because we know what happened with Wikipedia. There's a case going on in the Delhi court. There is also a case against Twitter that is happening. But all of these medias were used against Prime Minister Modi, social media especially. And we all know the end result of it, that in spite of all that, in spite of the strident campaign that was run against Prime Minister Modi, he succeeded to a large extent. Of course, he didn't get to the 272 plus mark, but then he still is the Prime Minister with a reduced majority. In fact, we should thank the Democrats in the US for leaving out Russia, because the Russians are busy fighting the Ukrainians and they don't have time to interfere in the US election. One is always left wondering if Kamala's supporters would have even alleged that Martians had come and voted for Trump. They would even say that, because she's shell-shocked after the result. She was put up in a utopian situation. She was put up in a cocoon where they said, oh, she's going to win no matter what. And this is the thing, remember, when Congress loses in states, the usual excuse that EVMs were hacked and all the votes went to BJP. We even saw the party president Mallikarjun Kharge mouthing something that Elon Musk had said without realizing that the technology in the US is something different. They still vote a paper ballots, but some of them vote online. We don't have an online voting. There is no internet connectivity of an EVM machine, but still, they still make allegations. And like a sore loser, Kamala Harris did not even address her supporters who had gathered for what was supposed to be a celebration. She came back a few hours later in the Howard University and addressed an audience. She did not even thank President-elect Trump about it. The least she could have said was, even to her supporters, thank you for being a part of my team. Now I believe she's running up huge debts and trying to get some more money. And unfortunately, I'm one of the guys that know where they got my email ID, but I keep getting the mails asking for $25 and $50 donation without even realizing that I'm not even in the US. I'm not even a US citizen to vote. But I keep getting those mails from Kamala Harris's team. That is a Democratic team. Now remember, after this loss in Haryana, how Rahul Gandhi was sulking. I mean, he's now woken up again for the Maharashtra and Jharkhand election. But that point in time, Rahul Gandhi was sulking equally. He just disappeared after the results turned upside down in spite of the kind of so-called lead that the Congress or so-called win the Congress would get in Haryana. The US presidential election is not the first past the post system. We should understand in India, whoever gets first past the post, that is somebody getting even 10 votes more than you or even a vote more than you, will still win the election. The US doesn't work like that. There's an electoral college system there which works. The president is based on the electoral college's vote that they get it. Last time President Trump won was in 2016. And he was mocked all the while for not getting the popular vote. In fact, after 20 years, President Trump is the first Republican president to get a popular vote. And that is a big story in that. Why do the US citizens vote for President Trump in spite of all the allegations made against him? Well, you need to look at what happened to Prime Minister Modi. Something similar. There was a campaign run against him, a sustained campaign run against him in many media houses, including print and television, and of course, social media. And in fact, here in India, we know the first past post system, but in US, as I said before, a majority of the Indians are not even aware of it. But in India, we know that if you get a popular vote, you win. That's it. Finish at that. So if you cross one vote or two votes more than your opponent, you are an MP or an MLA or whatever it is. In fact, majority of the Indians did not vote for the BJP and Modi. That was the allegation made by the opposition parties, Congress, Communist, and everybody. Why? Modi got 35%, rest 65% did not vote for Modi. Sorry, they did not vote for you either, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Don't you know that? In fact, I see too many parallels and often reminded of the similar devil-may-care attitude of the US President-elect Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both of them cared a damn for what the social media said, what the media said, and what anybody said. They just went doing what they wanted to do. No wonder they click amazingly well. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi share a chemistry. Remember the Howdy Modi event that was held? And that shows that kind of concern that the US president has for India. The appointments that is made to his cabinet, including Tulsi Gabbard and Vivek Ramaswamy, show his priority in accommodating Indians. Did you hear of a Pakistani kind of official being appointed to the cabinet? Or whatever the portfolio that he's been doling out in the US? No. President Trump knows what he needs to do. And as he sets up his team, one thing is clear. He wants to get cracking on the 20th of January 2025 when he assumes office. His priorities are extremely clear. The way he set up his team, he made it very clear that the transition is going to be smooth. At the same time, as soon as he's sworn in, the first of the files will be on something like immigration. He's already announced, President Trump has already announced that he will ruthlessly crack down on immigration and has made it very, very clear. Trump will impose tariffs. It's taken for granted. He wants to impose tariffs so that the US economy improves, but I doubt that because the manufacturing sector in the US, I don't think will ever recover. China or no China. US has to bring down its cost, and otherwise it will have to sell products at expensive price and people will buy from outside. And if it reduces cost, it will have to reduce salaries. And that's a problem. US cannot do that. And that is why they are a very high cost economy, where the plumber who comes to fix the tap costs more than the tap itself. That is my economics, how I see it. Of course, President Trump will also seek to make America great again. That is the slogan. I want to make America great again. Yes, he should make America great again. Who has stopped him from doing it? That is a point of view we have, that he will make America great again by doing what? To set the world in order. Remember, after President Trump was elected, we did not see a single statement from Iran threatening to attack Israel. Lebanon has literally disappeared off the map, not wanting to do anything with the Israelis. And that is the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to understand how President Trump works. He works to make that he will get Americans to get working again. He's trying to drive the system of inefficiency out, and he's made it very clear with the appointment of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to clean up the entire US bureaucracy. And it's a big, big bureaucracy. It's a big lesson in India for it. That how do you reduce cost to the government? How do you reduce people who just sit and push files? We don't need them. Even in India, we don't need them. We need people to run the trains. We need people to check the tracks, all that stuff. But we don't want the government to make steel. Sorry, that's a private sector business. Let them do it. We don't want government to run airlines. Thankfully, they don't do it anymore. But what President Trump is seeking to do in US, if it's implemented in India, it will be the single biggest revolution that Prime Minister Narendra Modi can do. But I doubt he can do it. Because we have the unions here, we have the communists, we have the Congress who will cry saying, oh, government is taking away jobs. Sorry. Why is it that even the poorest of the poor doesn't send their kids to government schools? There's a lesson in that. Government teachers are appointed, but I'm not saying about everybody, but they hardly turn up for work. And that's a problem. So that is why we need to kind of improve. We need to be in healthcare. We need to be in education. We need to kind of have basic infrastructure. We need to take care of the public distribution system. And just yesterday I was reading that, the public distribution system is still a huge leak. I mean, how does food grains not reach people in spite of all the technology that is being used right now? There is a lot of inefficiency even in India. And just like the US, President Trump has done there, Prime Minister Modi has to set up a team here to clean up the mess in the Indian bureaucracy. Send people home who don't add value to the system. And that is the most important thing. And let us see what happens post 20th of January. Till then, thank you for watching. Jai Hind.